So this past winter, we were at a senior pastor and wives retreat, and Pastor Doug and Pastor Ben and I and our wives went out to a restaurant, and it's kind of interesting. Did you know your pastor is a water snob? But so we're sitting there eating or getting our drinks, getting ready to eat, and Doug takes a drink of the water. Pastor Doug takes a drink of the water, and he's like, "This won't do." I'm like, "What won't do?" He goes, "This water's terrible." And he's like, "Can I get a bottle of water?" I'm like, "You want a bottle of water? That's how snobberish you are over water?" He's like, "Absolutely. There's no substitute. For Pastor Doug, there's no substitute for water." He said since living in Michigan, he's been spoiled on purified, clean, beautiful water. And here in the passage, the context is talking about salt. There's no substitute for salt. We know what salt is. To Doug, it's unacceptable that water be disgusting. And it actually was. And Christ is telling the church here, his disciples, that you are the salt of the earth. Not to be substituted, not to be flavored, but it's supposed to be salt. And so in order to understand this passage in this context, we have to understand what Jesus is telling his disciples about being salt. It's talking about something being pure and distinct. No substitute. The point of this passage is to illustrate that salt is pointless if it loses its taste. That the believer is supposed to be identified as Christ. Not to be a lazy Christian, not to be a once passionate Christian, but to be glorifying the name of Jesus through our lives in every area. So the gospel now isn't just Jesus to me, where it's salvation. That day I called on the name of the Lord and he rescued me from my sin. But the gospel is that it changes me. It's that Christ is sanctifying and making me holy. You see, the sanctifying work of the gospel is that Jesus Christ is impacting every aspect of your life, in your finance, how you spend your money, how you forgive people and you're no longer walking in bitterness, how you love people and extend your hand in kindness to them, how you greet people, how you interact with people. That if you're having a bad time in line at Walmart, what do you think the cashier is doing? You are the salt of the world. When Jesus was speaking about you are the salt of the earth, what he's actually saying, how much of Christ has grabbed on to who you are.